Welcome to FSR, Free Spirit Radio, The Lie Hunters.
Chapter 5, Act 11, The Tiger at the Casino Gate. That day carried a strange atmosphere. It was late June, and a warm but veiled sun filtered through the foliage of the Ardèche hills. The road gently wound through the valley as I drove toward Vals-les-Bains, the site of our annual meeting for the Karate Club Association. Kinikou sat quietly beside me, attentive as always. She watched the landscape roll past, the vivid green trees, the pale sky, the world half dreaming.
You know,
she said suddenly,
I've never been to a casino.
Me neither, I replied with a soft smile. And maybe that's a good thing. Silence returned, broken only by the quiet purr of the engine. But within me, something was sharpening. I could feel it, a kind of tension that only a trained warrior perceives, the quiet signal that a decisive moment approaches, though all seems peaceful. When we reached Vals-les-Bains, the streets were calm, nearly empty. The casino stood like a polished shell in the midst of this old town, a place of both elegance and decay. Maris greeted us at the entrance, radiant and warm. She was the president of the association and mother to Kleber and Kathy, a woman of contagious energy and tireless dedication.
Hello there,
she called out cheerfully.
Come on, follow me. We've booked a back room.
But just as we stepped toward the entrance, a tall man in a perfectly pressed suit and crisp bow tie blocked my path with a sudden, stern gesture. He placed his hand on my shoulder.
Sorry, sir. No leather jackets allowed in here.
His tone was dry, mechanical, devoid of feeling. But the contact of his hand, that was the mistake. What happened next lasted only the span of a heartbeat. My gaze shifted, my breath grew sharper, I turned slightly, just enough to lock eyes with him. What he saw there, he would never forget. A glacial calm, colder than steel. A voice emerged from me, clear and quiet, like a blade drawn in silence. You have 1 second to remove your hand, or I'll crush you. No shouting, no physical blow, just that silence, that tension. The man paled instantly, the color drained from his face. He pulled back his hand, as if scorched. Kinikou remained still beside me. She had seen it. She had felt it. The dragon. Maris stepped in quickly, trying to ease the tension.
No, it's for the Karate Club meeting. We've booked the room at the back.
The bouncer nodded hastily, fumbling for his keys, and opened a small side door. We entered a modest room with a long table, some chairs, and a whiteboard. Kleber, all adolescent energy and admiration, rushed up to me.
You are insane, man. That guy was terrified. I thought you were going to kill him. He just froze. Your stare was like a sword. You're a real tiger, a real killer. It's so awesome to have a teacher like you.
I smiled gently, placing a light hand on his shoulder. I am always polite, always respectful. But no one, ever, has the right to invade my space. That space is sacred. The meeting proceeded calmly. Kinikou, though not part of the association, sat silently, observing everything. Her eyes never left me. Later, on the way back, the engine humming once more through the quiet valleys, she finally spoke.
I know you as kind, gentle, radiant. But today, I saw another you. A fire, a killer, a being of pure presence, ready to strike to defend his dignity. You transformed in an instant. It was beautiful and terrifying. You were a dragon, a tiger, a roaring flame wrapped in silk.
I turned my head slightly, smiled again. And that fire only burns if someone dares to light it. The engine purred softly. The road stretched ahead like a ribbon under the emerging stars. The sun had already sunk behind the Ardèche hills, leaving behind a glowing ember at the horizon. Kinniku remained silent at first, the kind of silence that belongs to those who are deeply reflecting. Her arms were folded, her eyes lost in the slow dance of the trees outside the window. Then, finally, she turned to me.
You're really strange, E.G.
I smiled without taking my eyes off the road. Strange? She nodded slowly.
Yes, like a thread of silk unfolding in the light, and suddenly that same thread becomes a sword. I've seen you so gentle, so patient, and then you became fire, pure fire, precise. It was magnificent and terrifying.
A pause.
How do you do that? How can you move from one extreme to the other without ever losing your center?
I let a few seconds pass, breathing with the rhythm of the road. Then I replied in a calm, almost meditative voice. You know the Tai Chi symbol, don't you? What people call the yin-yang. It's not just a beautiful image, it's a living truth. The tiger doesn't destroy the thread of silk, he protects it, and the thread of silk sometimes becomes armor.
But with you it seems so natural. With others, it's anger, a loss of control. But with you, it's like music, soft, then loud, then soft again, and the melody never breaks.
I smiled. Because it isn't anger, it's clarity. Being gentle doesn't mean being weak, it means choosing tenderness. Being strong doesn't mean crushing others, it means protecting. True power never tries to prove itself. It's there, silent but ready to leap if life demands it.
And you're never afraid of becoming that dragon, that tiger. You're not afraid to lose yourself in that fire.
That's why we train, not to beat others, to know ourselves. The tiger you saw, he's a guardian. He watches over the inner child, the artist, the poet. He protects that thread of silk I also am. He only rises when absolutely necessary, and he falls asleep again just as quickly. She looked at me, lips parted. The night sky reflected in her eyes like two serene lakes.
You're like a living fable, a walking legend. I understand now why people listen to you as a master, because you're not playing a role. You are what you speak.
I shrugged softly. I'm still a student, but every day I learn how to weave between gentleness and strength. The universe is a dance. Push too hard and it pulls away, retreat too fast and it crushes you. You must dance with it, feel the right moment, offer then withdraw, leap then smile.
And that's what you taught me, just by watching me, by listening, without correcting, without judging. You made me into a flower that dares to open. And if I'm a flower, then you are the wind.
I laughed softly. Then let the breeze carry us, kin. Let the road flow on, and let us keep dancing, between the tiger and the thread of silk. And with those words, the car disappeared into the sleeping hills. Two souls in the twilight, two breaths attuned to the oldest of songs.